Good afternoon at the Holland Smart City House at the Metropolitan Solutions Fair in Hannover Messe, Hannover, Germany. Our next discussion is about smart retail. It was introduced by a screening on the project Heineken, on the project of the Heineken brand store by Ipsos. Here in the studio we have as a guest Mr. Dolf Kassemeyer, Commercial Director of Ipsos. Hello, Dolf. Mr. Dingemann-Kallmann, Strategist on behalf of Ipsos. And Professor Franz Vogeler, Hybrid Space Lab, Academy of Media Arts in Cologne. Good afternoon. We have been discussing here a series of dimensions of the smart city. We had today a discussion on electromobility. We had discussion today on blue technology, on green technology, on energy solutions. Now we have the theme of smart retail. How does smart retail connect to the smart city? Why is it a dimension, an important dimension of this smart city development? But to start with, before we go again back to the film we saw, what is smart city? What is smart retail?
I will try to explain. What we see happening everywhere around the globe is that the physical stores and the digital stores are coming together. So we all know that there are web stores and that there are physical stores. Now we're seeing that they become one integrated concept. So what does this actually mean? It means that stores get smarter. For instance, if you look today at Amazon, purchases at Amazon, then 35% of those purchases, so it's 1 out of 3, is based on the recommendations by analysis of data. So it's made by algorithms, 1 out of 3 already. When we look at consumer behavior, then consumers tell us that still 55% prefers the physical store, but already 45% prefers shopping via the net, mobile, or even social media. So the whole shopping behavior also is changing rapidly today. And even those data, in a way, are not accurate, because what we already see is that there's a total fusion of both concepts. So the moment you're in a physical store and you're checking your mobile phone, so it's behavior that's typified as showrooming, to compare products and to compare prices, then are you in the physical space or are you in the virtual space? When you order a product via the web and you collect it in the physical store, are you in the physical or in the virtual space? So we see it's all coming together, it's getting smarter, and that's what we refer to as smart retail.
Does this have also influence on the way the stores should be set up?
Yeah, this Heineken brand store is a beautiful example of that. It was built in the 6 old living houses, which were not occupied for any other issue. And what we have done, we've took out all the existing walls and created as you could see, an experience of a lot of traveling, a lot of music, a lot of marketing for Heineken, of course, and there was a lot of technology involved.
Does it stay within the store, or did it also influence the neighborhood the Heineken brand store was set up?
If you come to Amsterdam, and in almost all the tourist guides, it is marketing very well, this Heineken brand store. And you go there, you buy your software, and with this software you can have this culture town tour. So indeed it helps tourists to understand more about the history and the culture of Amsterdam.
Okay, this is an A location, a global sort of tourist location, and you help to unlock the neighborhoods, services, smaller shops, etc., facilities. But would you have examples of such an influence of the neighborhood also in more undeserved neighborhoods?
Yeah. Well, what we also see happening in most cities is that the inner cities are still fairly okay. So they're still the most shop fronts are occupied. It's lively, it's flourishing. But then when you look around the inner city, then you see a lot of empty storefronts. And this problem is growing and growing. So you can find ways through digital technology to trigger people to take a detour from the inner city to the other locations.
And how would you do it?
For instance, when someone comes into a store in the inner city, you know who he or she is, then you can give him a coupon. So say, okay, you get a discount of 30 or 25% in another store in another location. And in that way you can move people around through the city if you do that cleverly, and you can help the city as a whole to keep its, let's say, social safety, because that's what it's all about.
So you can move people from shops in A locations to shops, say, in C location or B location.
Yeah.
But would the neighborhoods in the B and C location also profit from that sort of customers coming by, public coming by?
Yeah, of course. There's the regular spin-off, so they'll have a cup of coffee there, and they'll contribute to the liveliness of those neighborhoods at large. But also the shopkeepers themselves, they can contribute to the social infrastructure. They can do it in a very pragmatic way. So there's this example of one of the most sophisticated retail chains in the United States, Nordstrom, and what they do is they open stores in, let's say, social weaker neighborhoods, and then they reinvest the revenues from that store in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So in a way they use their stores to strengthen their brand in two ways, because the trust in the brand and the social reputation of the brand, of course, is growing, but also literally they invest in the quality of those neighborhoods.
What is interesting about your examples is also that shops somehow and smart retail is influencing the way people move around. Are there synergies between the different systems of the city? For example, the mobility system and behavior and the retail system and behavior. It was interesting, this morning we had a discussion here, and it was about the changing behavior of mobility. Young people not anymore owning a car, but walking through the city, cycling through the city, car sharing. Are synergies with other systems of the city, like mobility systems or logistic systems?
Well, what you see in retail land, that much more and often shop-in-shops are developed within one area. So people don't have to move around a lot by feet or by bike or by public transport, but they go to this one place where everything is. Mm-hmm. So that indeed helps the whole traffic in cities.
And there's this rather famous example from Tesco. Tesco, they moved into South Korea, and they're very competitive, but also very sophisticated. Mm-hmm. So South Korea is one of the most hardworking countries in the world. It's rather unhealthy to work there, you could say. Mm-hmm. But so what Tesco did is they developed screens for the underground, and people could scan the QR codes of products, supermarket products. Mm-hmm. The screens looked like supermarket facings. They order via their mobile phone. I think they also pay via their mobile phone. And then when they come home in the afternoon, the goods are being delivered. So there's this virtual supermarket, there's mobile technology, and the whole logistics of the supermarket is being taken care of by Tesco.
Yeah. And are there also synergies with urban development? I mean, with smart retail, with e-commerce, the necessary activities in a city, you have to go out to shop, etc., become less. You don't need to do that. You could do it in other ways. How can urban developers, urban planners, local authorities still keep their public spaces lively?
Well, first of all, you could say the fabric of spaces is not suited to the new retail world that we see coming up. So those spaces are either too small or they're too large. So the example that you showed from Hipsos, the Heineken experience, it's not a regular store. It's an enormous space that you need to develop such an experience, to give such an experience. So you need bigger stores and you need smaller stores, because when shops are well connected to the internet, you can have smaller collections. Delivery in major cities within a couple of years will all be within 24 hours, so that's not a problem anymore as well. So let's say the whole fabric of spaces needs to change. That's one thing, and it's not happening yet. So also there on the conceptual side, a lot needs to happen. Well, when that's done well, then the next step is that the cities need a kind of programming, because shopping is not just about buying things; it's about being informed, being entertained. So also those city centers, they have to take care of the programming of their centers, and this programming is it's amusement, it's culture, it's entertainment, but it's also food and beverage. So it's the whole lot. Also that is changing, and then you could also look into, let's say, the quality of the urban space itself. Research proves that's one of the almost the funny facts about retail is that you sell more in a street with trees.
That's interesting. So urban developers can influence the whole retail, smart retail development.
Yes, yeah. To start with, by planting trees, you could say.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So it connects again to green technologies,
Yeah.
and climate adaptation, all the themes we discussed this morning. And what about real estate developers? What can they do? Do they have to change and their business models? Do they have to somehow create more innovative possibilities to enable smart retail, bigger, smaller stores?
Retail developers are really willing to work together with governments and retail formulas to develop those inner cities. And they actually ask for small projects, pilots to start with, not waiting for big and large developments, but start with small neighborhood and inner city projects.
So they should have testing grounds for projects.
Yeah, they need to develop testing grounds, but I think one of the main thing is that also the financial side of the story becomes more flexible. Because the developers, of course, are always linked to financial constructions, and those financial constructions, they're really taking flexibility out of the system that's desperately needed. Yeah. And then, let's say, a new kind of collaboration needs to be set up between governments, between retailers, developers, but also consumers to get this new development going, to speed it up.
We see so that smart retail is very much connected to different systems of the city and different smart technologies, urban technologies. What do you think can smart city learn from smart retail?
Frans, we haven't heard Frans.
Well, I found it very interesting. I mean, you're much more the experts on such a precise subject as I am. The question was, what?
What can smart retail, smart city learn from smart retail?
Necessita, I think. Need, because with retail there's an immediate need, and the immediate need will also be followed up on. Smart cities is a much more vaguer subject, needs an enormous amount of construction around it to make it clear, and that's why I think this subject, as interesting as it might work, may I use the term, as a disruptive technology in smart city.
So smart city can learn from smart retail development. Thank you very much for being here at the Holland Smart City House at the Metropolitan Solutions Fair 2014 Hannover Messe. Thank you.
Very much.